I put my foot in it. I did this a while back. So as you know, I sort of have a bit of a bone to pick when it comes to therapists. And that's because I see way too many clients and I see way too many friends and people around me who actually see therapists on a continuous basis. But I'm not talking about therapists like, once a blue moon. I'm talking about weekly therapists, weekly therapy sessions. I do have a little bit of a bone to pick with psychologists, psychiatrists, psychotherapists, you name the whole lot, counseling, you name the whole lot. They want to continuously grab you and drag you in and have you hanging for more. It sort of seems that way, doesn't it? Years ago, I came back from LA. I was a cocky hypnotherapist, did all my studies, continued my studies, and I still continue my studies. It's been since 2017, I've been on this incredible journey and I love it. And don't get me wrong, I love what I do and I do what I love. So I get together with a really good friend. We get together for lunch. We see a few other ladies that she knows that I've seen before, but I don't know them personally as friends, but she does anyway. So we sort of joined tables together and we had a girls' lunch. I see clients have incredible success and I see clients free of the issues and I see clients that are happy and that email me and ring me and text me, 1 year later, 2 years later, 3 years later, and their life has taken such a different path. They're happier. They are mentally free. I've had one who actually went and studied with Marissa Peer and wanted to do exactly what I did. So I was really stoked that someone actually did that. And I said, I'm always here for you to work on, to bounce ideas off, to get whatever information you need. I'm always here. That's my job, okay? My job is to actually be here and support you as well. Anyway, like I said, having a lunch, met two other lovely ladies and me talking about a client that really that gave me the boost, the energy, the happiness, the extra bounce in my step because this client did so well. When they sort of asked me, what do you do? And I said, well, I'm a hypnotherapist. I said, I love changing people's lives in one session. And this is what I love about it. You don't have to see a psychologist or psychiatrist week after week, month after month, year after year, decade after decade, rehashing the same shit over and over again, expecting a different result, when all you're doing is re-traumatizing that person. And I said, and psychologists have a lot to answer for, because then what happens is they're holding on to them for dear life because, I need to have this client weekly because the mind is so complex and so strange and it takes decades to understand your mind and it takes decades to unravel it and unpack it. And it takes decades for you to heal, to be free. And I'm like, well, fucking hell, by the end of this life, you might get to enjoy one or couple of years of your life. What the fuck is that about? It takes a lifetime to learn the mind and another lifetime to unravel it and then another lifetime to fucking enjoy it. Seriously, is this how you sell to your clients and people buy this shit because you have a university degree that says, I have authority over your mind? Seriously. You do not have authority over anyone's mind. Neither do I. I don't have any authority over your mind. I only have authority over my mind. But anyhow, so as I said, I'm a cocky little and I do swear, it's just Australian in me. And I'm hot-blooded because I'm Greek and I love it. Anywho, these two ladies are quiet and I think I missed the signals that my friend's doing the stare and I didn't see it. So I pretty much said that psychologists, psychiatrists, and counselors like to hold on to their clients, like to hold on to them, because the longer they hold on to them, the more they actually want and crave and need their advice. And then they need a couple of years to disentangle from that client because it's time to, like a mama bird, it's time for you to get out of the nest. It's time for you to go and live your life and you know, that will take another couple of years to disentangle yourself, and you are going to be okay. I need to hold your hand every single step of the way. This is the type of counseling that I hate, the therapy that I hate. And I'm going to say it, I hate it because I think that there is no place or purpose for that sort of therapy. You are not there to hold the baby bird's hand for decades. You are not there to actually hold onto them cash-wise for decades. You are there as a therapist. Now, if you can't do your therapy in a specific time frame, then you are not doing your job. Because you know what? This is the one thing that why psychologists, psychiatrists, and counselors hate hypnotherapists. Why? Because we can get the outcomes a lot faster because we're bypassing the conscious mind. And let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. They have the training in this, but they choose not to do that. Because why do they choose not to do it? Because it's not giving them the money. And it all comes down to the cash side of the business, the monetary value of that client in the business. And I don't care who comes to me, who wants to rip my head off and shit down my throat. I don't care. I have helped so many people find the freedom that they need, and they have seen therapists. And what gets me is when the therapists actually continue to hold onto them for dear life, when they know that they can actually free them. That is what pisses me off more than anything else. I missed something. My friend giving me the eye look. So when I finally asked, and what do you two ladies do? Well, guess what their response was? They're psychologists, yeah. So you would think that, oh my God, Venetia, you put your fucking foot in it, haven't you? Well, they were quiet, right? But they, you know, the conversation was fine. And they sort of said, oh, so we sort of get what you're saying. But they didn't agree with me. But anyhow, we went off, did our own thing, talked about my friend and her travels and blah, blah, blah. It was all good. But did you know that a week later, I get a purchase from my website for weight loss hypnosis? And guess what the name of that client was? You guessed it. It was one of the psychologists. And she emailed me and says, please do not tell anybody that I purchased this. So she purchased the weight loss hypnosis audio download. She ended up losing the weight that she wanted. I saw her a couple of months later. People thought that she had some disease because she had significant weight loss. And to this day, she's no longer a psychologist, she's a yoga instructor. So the moral of the story is, true to yourself. You put your foot in it, fucking who cares? You're true to yourself. You don't need to backtrack. You don't have to apologize. Oh, I'm so sorry, you're a psychologist. I'll just retract that conversation I just had. I'll just retract my views. I'll just make you happy. No, that's not going to work. I'm not retracting my viewpoints. Just like people will email me and that can be completely nasty and can be completely rude and obnoxious, and I call them donkeys. So if you see that comment, you know it's me. Stop being a donkey about it, because everybody has their own opinion and their own view. I have my opinions because I know that hypnotherapy works. I've had hypnotherapy way before I actually decided to do the course, before I became a hypnotherapist. So for me, I know what works and what doesn't. So let me tell you something. It's not always about keeping others happy. It's about being true to yourself. What you put out there, what you say. And yes, you know what? Things are going to change. Maybe in a decade, I might change. Who knows? I might turn around and say, yes, well, you know, there is a, look, I agree. There is a place and a time for psychotherapy, for counseling, for psychologists and psychiatrists. I get that. I do get that. What I have the issue with, and what I completely disagree with, is holding on to people who've come to you seeking your advice, your guidance, your professional opinion, your expertise to be freed of a problem. And yet you're holding on to them because they're your meal ticket. That is what irritates me the fucking most. That is what irritates me, because nobody is perfect. Everybody has some sort of issue. And now it could be something really deep trauma. It could be something akin to anxiety, depression, stress. Now, this is what's really funny, because people think that hypnotherapists, we just do this woo-woo stuff like, we're going to get this pendulum and fucking make you look at it. And if you look into my eyes, I will make you act like a dog. No fucking bullshit. That's bullshit. Look. I know there's stage hypnosis, but that's totally different, because I don't know if you've noticed what stage hypnosis does. They really do try and get people who are very suggestible. And you don't do those things unless you want to do them, okay? So that's why they're very picky with who they get. I promise you, I can't make you bark like a dog if you don't want to bark like a dog. I can't make you do things if you don't want to do them. Trust me, your conscious and subconscious mind are pretty strong, and they're not that stupid, okay? After all. Let's get to this. The crux is, I don't do the stage hypnosis. I do therapy, clinical therapeutic hypnosis. It's science-based. It's been around for ages. Dentists used to use hypnotherapy to help their patients. Why did they stop using it? I don't understand why they stopped using it. Doctors used to use hypnotherapy because it worked. You don't have to do a year or two counseling before you have an operation, because if you did see a hypnotherapist, you can get the outcome that you want with hypnotherapy. So needless to say, I'm going to buck the system. I don't toe the line. I am not a doormat. I'm not a wallflower. I speak my mind. I cuss and swear. I say it as it is. I'm true to myself, and that is who I am. I'm unfiltered. I'm pretty raw in so many ways, and I'm here to help you if you need the help. So at the end of the day, right, even the psychologist ended up doing hypnosis, and it worked. And this is what I love. A psychologist who apparently knows a lot more about the brain and the whole system of how everything works. At the end of the day, when you cut to the crap, the psychologist bought my hypnosis download for weight loss. And that to me was enough. I didn't even need any validation for me to understand that hypnosis works. And it works for everybody. It works if you want it to work. But if you come into it going, this shit ain't gonna happen, there's no way you can hypnotize me, I'm not gonna listen to any of the suggestions, I'm not gonna take anything on board. If you come with that negative outlook, of course it's not gonna work. That's like with anything, of course it's not gonna work. When I first started my hypnotherapy journey, giving away my hypnotherapy for free so I could actually get referrals. Now, all those people I did for free, I can tell you now, it did not have the lasting outcomes and impact that I expected it. And it came back to me when I was told by my mentor, when you don't have skin in the game, people don't take it seriously. If you get something for free, what are you going to do with it? If I said to you, I'm going to give you my free Unlimited Woman course that's valued at over $5,000, would you complete it? Would you do it? Would you set the time and be committed to doing it day by day, week by week, month by month? Would you be confident to say, I will do this? I am 100% committed. I'm 1,000,000,000% committed. Would you do it? And you will say yes, but because you haven't physically put skin in the game, you'll just put it on the shelf and go, here we go. I'll just put that away. I can get back to it later because I didn't pay for it. It has no value to me. But it's a $5,000 course, but it has no value because you haven't had to scrounge around and do without in one aspect of your life to pay for that. So it's free. It's just there. Now, I didn't realize very early on that when I gave away all my hypnotherapy, for months I was doing this, I was giving it all away for free. And even though it was really good training for me at the beginning, it was fantastic, it was phenomenal. I mean, you know what, I had people who were like, oh, you know what, I'll give it a crack. I just want to come in for a sugar addiction. And this person would be completely blown away. why they had that sugar addiction. They thought that they were coming in and I was going to just do that little bit of woo-woo and say to them, hey, you know what? You no longer crave sugar. You don't want sugar. You're indifferent to sugar. You're indifferent to sweets and chocolates and ice creams and candy. But guess what? This person came in with this mindset that hypnotherapy, it's easy, right? I just don't want to have my sweets anymore. They left with a completely different mindset because they realized that that sugar addiction, that need for sweets and ice cream was not because they were just physically addicted to the sugar, they were addicted to the emotion that sugar had given them. This client came to me. I'll give you a testimonial. I just want to quit sugar. I just need to quit ice cream. I need to quit these cookies and cakes and sweets and chocolates. Okay, no worries. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you think it's really easy that I'm just going to do this like hypnosis and do this woo-woo. But when we went to the core of the sugar addiction, they realized how impactful that was. So let me walk you through really quickly what this client experienced. I did regression. I love doing regression. Some therapists say you shouldn't do it. It brings on trauma. So I really do love doing a little bit of regression. So we went back to when this client was a child and he was actually sitting on his father's lap eating melted ice cream, and the father was devastated because his wife had just left him and their little toddler son. Well, when his father was really down because his wife just left him, guess what he was doing? He was eating chocolates, sweets, ice cream. When we actually did left hand, right hand, we actually looked at all the corresponding reality of why he had all these addictions and what he had those addictions. He was trying to get that connection he had with his dad. He wanted that connection to say to his dad, hey, everything's okay, I'm with you, I love you, you know. And when he started feeling down, he was having, and every time he had a negative in his life, every time he felt sad or down or a bit depressed or anxious, guess what? He'd break open the ice cream, eat the Tim Tams, eat the chocolates, eat the cookies, eat the biscuits, eat the lollies. He'd eat all of it. And that was his learning from 6 months old. Hey, you know when you're feeling down, when you're feeling depressed, when you're feeling alone and anxious and you feel abandoned and the world is against you, guess what? Go grab the sweets, get the ice cream. Ice cream is the first thing he went for because that was a learned experience. It was a learned action. So needless to say that today he chooses if he wants to have cake or ice cream or a chocolate. So ladies and gentlemen, there is a time and a place for all therapies, but I bet you if this client of mine went to a psychologist, he'd still be there. Because we have to unravel the mind. It is so complex, it's so difficult to understand the mind. You need a lifetime to unravel it and another lifetime to figure it out, how we can make it work for you. Like, seriously, let go of that shit. It's such bullshit. I don't believe in that system. I don't believe in that. You need therapy every week. As you know from my PTSD client, you do not need therapy every single week. Anyhow, if you like this video, hit the like, hit the subscribe, and make sure you click onto the notification bell so you are given a prompt awareness of my next video coming out. Make sure you give me a comment. I really, really do appreciate people taking time out to give me their views. You know, we can agree, we can disagree, we can have a chat. I don't care, whatever it is that you are. Make sure you leave your comment below and give this video a thumbs up. And remember, this is all about the stupid algorithms. That's another thing I have a bone to pick with YouTube and all of social media. These stupid algorithms that, you know, try and control everything. That's another video for another time. Anyhow, love yous. Have a fabulous week. Enjoy.